I'm ready.
He's ready.
I just look at the camera the whole time. I'm ready.
Torio, welcome to Podcastina.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. I got coffee
of
and
course.
a dog. I feel so welcomed.
I know. I wasn't sure if you would say yes because we don't know each other that well.
I know, but I've just been waiting. I'm like, I just want to be on this podcast. I want to hang out with Monty.
Yeah, you've been in the trenches.
Yeah. But thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming. So we were just talking about what is that sitting position called if we can't call it Indian style now?
That's the question. I don't know. There is another name for it. You don't know it. I'm looking at you for help.
Is it called land acknowledgement style sitting?
No, yes. It's called we took the land. We're really sorry. Thanks for teaching us how to sit comfortably. It's been a few generations.
You're welcome for the pox.
Our bad on that. But I think we brought horses. That was a cool move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, give and take. Monty's like, don't do this.
We don't know how the horses feel.
Yeah.
Where's your family from?
So, depends what you mean. But my grandparents were born in Italy. And I got my Italian citizenship through them recently. That's exciting.
Ooh, mazel tov.
You gotta have a plan B these days.
It sucks that I don't. And
you gotta have one.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to get one because I was born in Ukraine, and that's not a good plan B.
That's not a great plan B right now.
Yeah.
But,
there may not be a Ukraine to go back to.
Sure. Yeah.
Starting off lighthearted here.
We are. Let me know if you want to talk about Palestine.
Well, let's warm up to it.
Yeah. They kind of stole your thunder a little bit.
They did. That's how I felt when all that went down.
On
October 7th. Yeah. I was like, damn it.
This sucks. So yeah, but my mom grew up in California. And I grew up in San Diego. Which doesn't feel right, does it?
Why?
I don't feel like I have San Diego vibes.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like. But I do feel like a guy without a home because people are like, where are you from? And if they say it in comedy world, I say San Francisco. That's where I started comedy. But then they'll be like, oh, where'd you grow up? And I'll be like, or like, where'd you go to high school? I'll be like, oh, you meant it like that? So San Diego then.
Well, how'd you end up in San Francisco for comedy if you were in San Diego?
I went to college in Sonoma, wine country. And then I just kind of trickled down to the city after that.
Okay, I have follow-up questions.
Yeah.
What college is in wine country and why there? Sonoma
State University. Go Seawolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a real creature.
I was going to say.
Their mascot before that was called a Cossack, which maybe you're familiar with.
I've heard the word.
They're like murderous mercenaries from Russia.
Perfect.
And certain cultures were like, that's our Nazis. Like Cossacks killed all of our. So they were like, we should probably change that name. So they changed it to something that's not real, which I think is a safe play. They're like, let's do something that's never. It can't be offensive if it's not a real thing.
Yeah, I guess my college mascot, which was the Golden Flashes, I don't think that's real either.
What does that mean?
It was like this eagle, but I don't know why it was called a Golden Flash. Shout out Kent State.
Ooh, Kent State.
Yeah.
I actually lived in Cleveland for like 6 months.
Why?
Yeah, good question. After college, I didn't know what to do. And my brother was in law school there. So I went to Cleveland. That's the only time I haven't lived in California was 6 months in Cleveland. Which is close to Kent State, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, okay. 45 minutes.
Yeah. I loved it. Which I know is crazy.
It is, but I think if you're visiting Cleveland
it was
like that and you have an exit soon, then it can be very lovable.
It was that vibe. I was like, there was like a girl I met. I remember being like, don't even go out with her. Do not get stuck in Cleveland. Even as much as I loved it, I was like, do not get stuck here.
But you probably could have shipped her out because a lot of people,
I was too afraid.
Oh, fair enough.
No, because Cleveland, I don't know what it is. Most people, wherever you're from, they don't want to leave home.
I disagree.
I think there's the 15-20% of us that do, but a lot of people want to stay.
Yeah.
No matter how bad, because it's like you're in Cleveland, and the reason I loved it was the people, you know. But I was like, guys, they were like, you're gonna go back to California, and I'm like, yeah, and so can you.
Yeah.
Like, do you not know that? Like, I'm not like, it's not like, oh, I'm on a visa and I have to go back. Like, we can all go to California, but they're just like, no, this is home.
I kind of can't believe that.
Which is kind of like rude of me to think you should all want to leave. Do it, Monty.
Monty never got to live in Cleveland, but he has visited, and he agrees.
Yeah. Anyways.
There's this joke. It's not my joke, but the reason the Wright brothers are from Ohio is because they wanted to like get the fuck out. So they built the plane and got out of there. And I do think of a lot of places like, yeah, you're right. Most people stay, but I think that's a place where people are more prone to leave if it wasn't their choice to end up there in the first place.
Right. Anyways, love Cleveland. Don't want to shit on it.
You can.
No, I really liked it there. But yeah, so then after that, and then I moved to San Francisco after that. I was like, I gotta go back to real. Cleveland's not real. California's real. Yeah.
How many pierogies were you having while you were there?
You know, only some. They're good. Actually, you know what's funny? You say that is we ran in San Francisco. We ran a show at a pierogi bar.
Oh, cool.
In the basement. It was very illegal. Like we thought we knew we would get shut down eventually because the people had to climb down a ladder to the basement.
Oh, no.
And we probably did it for like 4 or 5. It was, once you got down there, it was like dope. But like some people are like, I'm not climbing down this. I'm like, that's fine. Here's your money back. But yeah, they shut us down after like 4 months. But pierogies, man, very tasty.
So you're just telling me you're.
I didn't know pierogies were a Cleveland thing.
I'm like confusing the dog on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Monty, you gotta stop barking, Bubba. You gotta stop. You can do it a
so
little,
excited.
but then you have to stop. I know, it's okay.
But I'm trying to help.
You were just telling me you're roommates with a chicken?
I am roommates with a chicken. We have a chicken. And he's great. She's great. Sorry. Yeah, we have a chicken at my house.
Yeah, don't misgender the chicken.
Yes, we had multiple chickens. There was a bird flu. Now we have one chicken. And so it's become more of a pet, I think. But when there was like multiple of them, they just hung out with themselves. And they wouldn't, they didn't really like to be touched. But now that there's only one, I think she's like, I need some kind of attention. So she's come around, much like Monty here. And yeah, everyone should get a chicken. With egg prices, they're very chill. And if you get over all the chicken poop everywhere, if you have room for that in your life, get some eggs, man.
Does the chicken go inside?
It has a little coop.
Okay.
And it knows to go inside. It just, sun's down, I'm going in. And then it's all set up so like they have it set up so like it'll go in, it knows to go in, and then at like a certain time it'll like shut the coop shut so no creatures can get in there. And I don't know if you know this, but everyone wants to eat chicken. It's not just humans. Oh. It's raccoons, it's coyotes, it's skunks. They are low on the food chain. Everyone wants chicken. So we've lost one chicken that way. Yeah. The
coyote one is obvious.
The coyote one's obvious.
The raccoon one, that's kind of got me shook.
Pretty sure. Yeah. I could be wrong. But no, I think that's right. Everyone wants to eat.
Raccoons
chicken.
Are big.
They are huge.
I was holding Monty. I had to pick him up because he was losing his shit. We came out to the car once, and there was like a fraternity of raccoons. I mean, like 30 of them hanging out.
We have that in our neighborhood. We have that with skunks, too.
Oh.
You would think, and I live in Hollywood. Like, you would think there's a lot of trash.
There's a lot of trash. The skunks I'm surprised at, because when I lived in West Hollywood, I wasn't really smelling a lot of skunk.
We have a skunk neighborhood, which I like. Everyone else is like whatever. It smells whatever. Fine. Better that than, I don't know, humans.
Do you know anyone who's been sprayed?
No. Have you?
I don't think I have, but it was like a big concern growing up. That and quicksand. Everybody was like, watch out for getting sprayed.
Quicksand and skunks. Yeah. And I've like, I still have that ingrained in my brain because like I'll walk by a skunk, like I'll get really close to them on accident and I'll freak out. And they never spray. And I've come so close to them.
And did you grow up hearing that you had to bathe in tomato juice to get rid of it?
Tomato juice to get out of it. And then also, they are spraying because I smell them. But I'm like, they must just not do humans that much.
Also, it smells like weed. And in a place like LA, that's a little bit confusing.
Whatever. They just got the dank next door. No big deal. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very pro skunk now, but I feel like if I do get sprayed, I will change very fast. I'll be like, I hate skunks.
You gonna go get V8?
Mm-hmm.
Do we believe that, or is that something that should be Googled and double checked?
I believe it, and I'm not gonna Google it because I just want to live in the world where tomato juice is a cure for something. Sounds fun to me. Monty.
Did you grow up with any weird Italian home remedies?
Oh, just like mental terrorism. Just a lot of being yelled at. It's your fault. You don't know it's your fault yet, but it's coming. Yeah. No, I don't think we had any like weird. I mean, my mom thought like 7-Up cured a stomach ache. Is that a thing anyone else had? She'd be like, just drink some 7-Up.
You know, she's close, but she's off because it's ginger ale.
It's ginger ale, right? Yeah. No, 7-Up for us. That's what we were.
She was like clear liquid.
It's got bubbles.
Yeah.
It was on sale. Whatever's on sale cures a stomach ache, which is pretty smart. Yeah. What about you? What were your weird ones?
I grew up with a lot of weird ones because Soviet people have so many.
Sauerkraut
cures
the stomach.
I don't know about that. Maybe it could be. There was one where if you, let's say, got a cut or you got an infection on your skin, you would put a piece of cabbage over it and tape the cabbage over it, and the cabbage would pull the infection out. That's a big weird one.
It's like duct tape for warts. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah. Similar to that.
That can't work, right?
I don't know. It might. It honestly might. There's this one I actually abide by, but if you're sick and congested and you put iodine on your feet before bed and then you put socks over your feet.
You believe that one?
I do, and I do it.
Yeah, they sell like strips now that you can put on there. Do you do that?
No.
You just put iodine on your feet and then socks.
If I'm sick.
How do you do that? You just rub it in?
With a Q-tip. Yeah. Dip it in the iodine, get it on the bottoms of your feet.
And so what do you think is the science behind that? Or you don't want to ask? You're like, I just know it works.
I think it's like the skunk and the tomato juice.
Yeah, you just want it to work.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess it warms. There is some rationale behind there being like a lot of nerve endings in your feet. And so if your feet are warm, then I guess the iodine is like warming your feet somehow. Iodine is really good for infections. I just don't know if it should be used in that way.
I mean, isn't iodine like you put it in your water during the nuclear fallout?
Yeah.
That's what they say. You need iodine tablets.
That's right.
If you're a doomsday prepper without iodine tablets, are you even prepping?
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
What's another weird one? There's a few. We used to use, I grew up with like those heating pads or those like rubber things that you put water in and then you lay on one. I don't even know why.
That sounds comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into that. We used to and I think this is probably bad. Like when we had a fever, we would take like a cold bath to like try and get our temperature to go down. But like, I think the fever's helping you.
It is.
Like it's getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was my mom's way of being like, no, you can go to school. We'll just put you in the cold bath and we'll get this fever down.
So you were ice plunging before it was cool.
We were ice plunging before it was cool. Hey, good point. Dude. Mom, thank you.
Do you have any weird health things that you do?
I'm a hypochondriac, so...
Are you?
Yes.
Why?
Well, my brother, who's older than me, is type 1 diabetic. And so when he got diagnosed, I would have been like 4. And I think there was a lot of like, and rightfully so, like a lot of intensity around that. And I think that fucked me up as a kid a little bit. So I think that's why. It could just be chemically. I don't know. I'm just crazy. But yeah, so I don't do well with anything health related.
So if you feel like you're getting sick, even if it's not legit, what's your go-to?
Like, this isn't the answer you're looking for, but I go into a panic attack. And then I have to deal with the panic attack. And then once I deal with that, the other stuff's like, okay, so that was probably fine. Yeah, but yeah, I have I pass out.
Oh.
Like if I go to the doctor and get like a blood test, I pass out, which that one's less crazy. But yeah, like one time this is like an crazy example, but I was eating a yellow candy. But I forgot, so you know how like your tongue gets a color?
Yeah.
I was an adult, but like barely. This is like college. And then I was like, I started freaking out because I had a yellow tongue.
You're like jaundice?
Yes. And so my dad was like, you have jaundice. Like he said that as a joke and I passed out.
Oh no.
I was like, I'm going to die. I can't be 20 years old with jaundice. Yeah. So that's how crazy my brain is when it comes to like that kind of stuff.
What are you doing to overcome it?
Oh, nothing. I just I just make it worse and worse. No, I mean, it's all the dumb little stuff. It's the meditating and the breathing exercise and the Ativan if it's really bad, and get low to the ground. Like I remember I passed out. I woke up, I passed out once, and I hit my head. And then there was a comic, Jason Webb. I don't know if you've met him. He left LA. He was helping me. When I finally like came to, we're both in our underwear because we were sleeping. And then my blood's all over him because I had hit my head.
Oh, geez.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to call an ambulance. And I'm like, don't call an ambulance. This happens all the time. And he's like, this happens all the time. And I'm like looking at him. We're both like two fatter guys in our underwear. My blood's on his chest. And I'm like, okay, so not exactly this all the time, but I do pass out a lot. Yeah. But your question was, what am I doing to fix it? Nothing. It's just like, this is life, dude. Make some memories. Pass out. But no, that was the time. That was the only time I've like hit my head or like bled. So yeah, now I just get low. Anytime I'm like feeling, because you feel it coming to a degree. And I'm just like, get on the ground. That way I won't hit my head.
I can't believe you just have fainting spells.
Yeah, I have fainting. I'm very cool. I'm very cool. I faint a lot. I have a lot of debt.
Same.
Student loan debt still.
Same.
I think I graduated 15 years ago.
Yeah.
They won't.
What are you doing about it? Because right now, I don't know about you, but I tried to do the income-driven plan thing, and they're like, wait a minute.
Biden's going to get rid of it. Biden's going to forgive it.
Biden.
That's still happening. Right? Who's president? Biden said no more student loan debt, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I'm casually not paying mine. I just keep hitting defer, hoping someone will catch up with me at some point.
I have paid mine since I had to. And I stopped during COVID, and then I think it's just restarted, or it's about to. I have it on the auto, whatever. But yeah, it's like it's never gonna go away.
What do you owe?
It's under 20, but more than 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous of that. I owe around 50.
Because I remember when they were gonna forgive it, I was gonna get it completely forgiven because I had the there was like the 10 level and the 20 level, and I was in the 20 level because I'm extra poor. That's the thing as a comedian, you just think, I'm going to kick this down the road because I'll be famous.
Yeah, that's what I keep doing with all my bills.
Yes, I'm like, I'm going to be able to afford this soon.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in my mid to late 30s, and I'm like, I don't think this is ever going to happen. But this is the only plan I've ever had. I'm not going to change that now.
It's a good plan.
It's a great plan.
According to me.
Yeah.
And my way of handling things.
What is better than the alternative? Which is like, I look at people like, I feel like people are going to think I'm dumb for saying this, but like, people that are saving money in their 20s and 30s, like, why?
For what?
Yeah, for what? So you can be rich when you're 50? Gross. What's the point? Just spend it. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we have to dig Biden out of his grave because he did die.
Yeah.
And we have to be like, you promised.
Biden's going to do this. I realize he's not in power anymore, but he said...
Well, he never was, because this is Trump's third term, right?
This is Trump's third term. Or I actually think it's George Bush's 9th term. Yeah.
I love this. I haven't read this take yet.
Oh, yeah. He's crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny.
Do you have any weird conspiracy theories that you're like, I'm kind of on board with this one?
Yeah. Stevie Wonder for sure is not blind. Everyone knows that, right? Or is that not even a conspiracy anymore?
I didn't know that one.
No, that's a fun one. That's not one I believe in. There's got to be some that I believe. I think it's just like, for me, I don't believe in any of them because it's like, it's just better that way. And yet, I do think one or two are probably right. You know, like, it does seem like maybe cloud seeding might happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think so. It's not worth. That seems crazy.
But they are manipulating clouds. Like, we know that happened in Dubai last year.
Yeah, it happened in Dubai. But why? Stop it. Because then you're enabling every conspiracy theorist ever. And they're so bad. Look at Monty. God, you're a gorgeous creature.
I'm so jealous of his life and perspective and the simplicity of being a pampered dog.
I'd be a good dog. I think that's why we should let AI win. You know?
So you can be AI's dog.
I think we just really focus on AI wanting to treat humans like dogs. Put that into their code. You know? I'd be a good AI dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your AI dog name be?
I don't know what my name would be, but I think I'd be good at... Dogs sleep like, 16 hours a day?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be good at that. I think I'd be good at that. I love walks.
Me too.
I love being touched.
You're onto something.
Yeah. It's like, it's not that bad.
Do you have a good relationship with AI? Or where are you at on it? Because I have some friends who are so dependent on it that I'm a little worried for them. I have my own relationship with AI that I examine.
Yeah, so ChatGPT is pretty cool. Do you use it?
I do.
You use it for like any work related stuff?
All the time.
Yeah, same. And yeah, but it is like it's a crazy slippery slope. I mean, I hate using that term, but like, I don't know. It's like, I wish I remember what comedian had this joke, but it was like, you know, when the robots finally take over, are they going to like see Terminator movies and be like, oh, so they knew we were going to do this. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's a good take.
Like, it always made me laugh because it's like, every time I use ChatGPT, there's this thought of like, I'm the problem. Like, we're all letting this happen.
Yeah.
We're all letting ChatGPT do our work for us. We're becoming so dependent on it. Like, I can't imagine, you know, certain jobs. Like, how does a copywriter not use AI and keep up with other copywriters? Or like, and how many jobs can you say that about? You know, like, you'd be dumb not to use AI at this point. And then once we all get to that point where it's like the only way you can make a living is by having AI generate your content, and now we're dependent on AI, and then I don't know what the point I'm making is, but it seems like we're setting ourselves up for failure.
We're definitely atrophying.
Yeah.
As far as skills.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we're close in age, so I'm sure you remember the way that we got brought up learning how to find things in the library.
Oh yeah.
What was that system called?
Dewey Decimal System?
Dewey Decimal System? Yeah.
That was... Yeah.
I mean, the death of being able to figure things out on your own, I think, is inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Or having a critical thinking conversation with someone. You did just like, I'll just look it up. That whole thing. Yeah, I don't know.
But then there's tools. I spend an embarrassing amount of time on TikTok.
Yeah.
And there was this TikTok trend where you ask ChatGPT to give you your soul path.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave me one, and it was like so deep and ingrained in what I'm trying to do with my life and the messaging that I'm trying to put into the world, where I was like, oof, first of all, how do you know this?
It's brutal because you'll be like, what do you think I should do? you can start giving it abstract questions, and then it learns about you. And then the other thing I don't like is that like it learns your political beliefs, right?
Oh,
and
I don't ask it political questions.
So
I wonder
like,
if it learned mine anyway.
It learns like where you stand, because like I got like I'll get a little high and go down those like, I'll ask ChatGPT, I'm like, are we gonna be better off in 10 years? And it'll be like, no. I'll be like, give me one word answers, because those make me laugh.
Yeah.
I'll be like, and then it'll be like, no. And then it'll be like, and then if you let it say more, it'll be like, well, statistically it could be better, it could be worse. But like, yeah, so I'll give it all this like abstract way of thinking, but it learns like where, like a friend of mine went down the road of like, it made ChatGPT answer questions on Israel-Palestine, and it kind of, I think the way it kind of went pro one way, but I'm like, I know for a fact you could make it go the other way if you just steer it that way. And that's what's kind of fascinating to me, because like when it comes to ethics issues, ChatGPT is not sophisticated enough to know the answer on its own. Like none of us can, right? But it can kind of learn what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's terrifying, but also fascinating to me.
It's true. I had this weird side gig that ended up being too hard to continue doing.
Right.
But I was training language learning models for like a hot second. And I learned through the training program that those machines it's called hallucinating.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll spit things out for you that sound really legit. And I think that just like the lay person is probably looking at that and going, oh, this must be right, because this is what ChatGPT is telling me. But the machine will hallucinate and give you answers based on your previous input. So that's why you can't you have to take all of it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because it's capitalism. At the end of the day, it just wants to give you what you want, so you keep paying the $20 a month. And it's also learning all about you, and that exists somewhere. And my 23andMe stuff just got purchased by some company.
Did you do the 23andMe?
I did 23andMe, and I knew that was a possibility, and I don't care. Whatever, take my look. You don't want to clone me, I promise.
Just have a lot of people with fainting spells running around.
Right. But I could see. So I don't know if you know about this, but like 23andMe like went out of business recently.
I saw that they're bankrupt, right?
They're going bankrupt, so they sold all their data.
Great.
To people, someone. I don't know what they'll do with it, but yeah, we're in a world where data is currency, and so someone owns my DNA. Whatever. Have you ever done one of those?
No, because it's just gonna come back like, I just feel like it's gonna tell me I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, and I'm like, why would I pay for that?
Well, see, I want it so like my mom's side full Italian, we know that. My dad, my last name is Dutch, but I know I have some German, or we think we have some German. Like my dad's side, they came over a long time ago, so like there's more questions there. And so that's why I wanted to do it. It was during COVID, whatever. We're all getting our $600 a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Buy some 23andMe.
God, I wish I was unemployed back then.
Oh, it was the best.
I never got the $600 because I was working.
Oh, you fucked up.
I know.
I got lucky too, because anyways, I'd quit to move down. I moved here in 2020, January 2020.
Perfect.
So I'd quit my job, but they still let me have. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to know Dutch or German. And I did the 23andMe, and then it came back, and it was like I was 50 whatever percent Italian, and then the other one it just said like 40% Dutch, German, or French, and I was like, I wanted to know which,
yeah.
And I was like, we don't have that, we just don't have it.
I would want to do the one that tells you what genomes you have, because I don't know if it's 23andMe or if it was one of the competitors, but it, instead of telling you genealogy, it would tell you if you have the gene that makes you not like celery, or if you're predisposed to whatever conditions, cancers, etc.
Yeah, I think I did that one too. What was that called? Everlywell?
Yeah, one of those. There were a few companies that were doing
You're trying to figure out like what you're allergic to or what you digest better.
Yeah.
And it was like, for me, it was like, you're fine. And I was like, no, I'm not. I promise you I'm not. But I don't know. Yeah. What's that?
Do you have food allergies?
I don't know. Nothing feels right. You know what I mean? I just want to wake up. Well, like, it's my own fault. I should just be healthier. But, like, just I never feel ready. You know, like, people are like, hey, you ready? And some people are just like, you're like, you know, you're a fit person. You seem like you could go. But for me, it's like, if you ask me if I'm ready, I'm like, I need time. I got to mentally prep. I got to physically, I got to stretch. I always have to stretch. I get done stretching. I'm like, I'm not stretched. I need to stretch more.
It's good you're stretching.
It's not good enough. It is not good enough. So
what are you not doing that you're like, oh, I need to incorporate this?
it's more about I need to eat less at night, which is hard with comedy. I need to do, like, I walk a ton, and I think in my head I think that's enough, but I don't do any, like, hard cardio. That's what I need to do.
I don't do a lot of hard cardio, but I lift a lot.
Yeah, or like at least, like, I just don't feel like I get my heart rate up. You know, one way or another. Like, I'm sure weightlifting would do that, or even like people are like, you want to hike, and I'm like, yeah, but like reservoir. Let's keep it level. I'm not trying to traverse any large hills. Yeah.
Your VO2 max is garbage then.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, deep breaths. I'm sure I'm not holding my breath for a long time. You know, I keep it low.
Do you listen to any of the fitness bros podcasts and stuff like that? Are you into that world, that corner of the internet?
Oh, just a very little bit. You know, like we had a cold plunge at my house, and we have a sauna.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you sauna?
I sauna.
Good for you.
The cold plunge we still have, but it's drained. It's a whole filter problem, whatever. But
sauna raises your heart rate.
Yeah. I loved the cold plunge. I like the sauna. The cold plunge, I was like, I'm all in on the whatever this pseudoscience.
Well, probably because you're like, oh, this is what I used to do when I was sick as a kid.
Yes.
It's very familiar.
You're right.
Cozy.
Do you do that? You seem like you could be a sauna plunger type.
I sauna several times a week, but
Yeah.
I don't cold plunge really because I hate it. I was on a kick for a while.
Yeah.
And then I learned how it's not as beneficial for women anyways because of our sensitivity
I've
to
heard
it
of
is
that.
different and our cortisol levels react
Everything's
differently
sexist,
to it.
even nature.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's not that nature is sexist. It's that the researchers who come up with the data on cold plunging are sexist. And I'm not saying intentionally. Most research is done on men for everything. So we just don't have the data to back up what's better for us.
I don't think cold plunge is like, as much as I love it, I don't think it's that good for you.
It's not good
Men or
for
women.
women sometimes. Or
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like great for certain things, but it's not a be all end all for being healthy.
Yeah, I think it just feels good I think it just gives you pain, and then having pain released feels good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, that's it. It's just like you're about to die because you're freezing to death, and now you're not. And how good does that feel? That's what feels that's the high of, it's just surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm probably wrong. Someone's going to get mad. Be like, actually, there's a lot of science to support that, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's good for inflammation, which is what they say that it's supposed to be used for.
But so's an ice pack.
Sure.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So's just eating correctly.
Yes.
Are you conscientious about your food?
Yeah. Every time I eat a burrito every night at midnight, I'm like, this is bad. This is bad for you. Stop doing this. And I'm like, but it's so good. The cheese melts into the beef. Yeah.
That's your vice, burritos.
Yeah. Any late night Mexican food is my vice. It's so comforting. Have you had it?
Of course.
A burrito at midnight?
Yeah.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better, especially California burrito.
I'm a bit of a monster because my go-to is Taco Bell, and I know that's wrong on so many levels, but I love it so much.
But whatever, as long as it's late at night.
Yeah.
If
you can't have Taco Bell when the sun is out.
Yeah, if you're eating it for lunch, you got to like rethink some choices.
I agree.
Yeah.
So do you start healthy?
Oh, yeah.
Run me through your day.
Oh, yeah. I wake up. I write and drink a coffee. I go to friends and family to the cafe by my house. Great cafe. Please come. Actually, you know what? Don't come.
I know it. There used to be an open mic there.
There used to be an open mic there. There isn't anymore. You stop being afraid. There's not going to be any impromptu comedy. Yeah, I do like a healthy meal of some, and then I go out to dinner like an idiot. And then I do a show. And then if I get high after a show, then I eat everything that exists.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
Yeah.
Not everyone does.
But I like savory even more. I want both. Give me the pretzels and the chocolate.
I have to end my day on a sweet bite.
What's your go-tos?
It's cookies or it's ice cream or it's chocolate. I'm like not okay unless I have chocolate.
That's
and
good.
The times when I'm trying to be really good, if I have like a vacation coming up or something, then I'll switch it and I'll eat like a date with some peanut butter in it, which is
That's so good too, though.
It's delicious, but it's not a piece of chocolate.
No, but peanut butter's so close to me.
It is. Yeah, and dates are very
dates
sweet.
Dates are so sweet and so good. I think you're doing great.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm pretty I get really fixated on health stuff and really compulsive about it because it's kind of the space in my life where I get to exert my control issues.
Sure. Yeah, you're pretty ripped.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try. But it's because it's like I got so frustrated with being in this creative pursuit and you work. And this is, I think, true for any entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you're like, where the fuck is all this effort going? You just have to pray and believe and hope that it's all amounting to something. Versus the gym is a 1-to-1 input-output ratio.
There's the six-pack. I see it.
Yes. It's like I go in, I know if I do this, and that, then like my body's going to look good. And it happens. And it's like, oh, okay, at least one area in my life I'm getting results for all this hard work.
Yeah, I just feel like the biggest thing, I'm very lazy. So that's never going to happen. But also just everything breaks. Like I dislocated my shoulder last week.
Oh, no. Doing what?
Oh, man, this is a whole thing. Are you ready for this story? So I'm in New York. I'm in New York. I just did a set at the New York Comedy Club, and I'm going down. I'm going to another club, so I'm taking the subway, and so, there's a staircase down, but like for whatever reason, this subway was set up where like before the staircase down, there's like a step up, so you go one step up and then down the staircase. I didn't see the step up. It's like black and. Maybe I was looking at my phone. I honestly don't remember. Probably, though, right? I'm, like, trying to figure out where to go, whatever. So I hit this step, and then, like, so normally when you trip, you fall on the ground.
Yeah.
But I fell down the stairs.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Right? So my shoulder dislocates. Now, my shoulder dislocates. In college playing basketball, I dislocated it. So it's probably dislocated like 20, 25 times in my life. Like, but it'll pop out and then it'll go back in on its own. Or I'll just kind of do this real quick and it'll pop back in.
That sounds horrific.
It's not great, but it isn't that bad until this time. It wouldn't go back in. So like I couldn't get it back in. So I'm like, I didn't know what to do. Like I called a couple people. I'm like, what? Mostly just to get there. Like I called my brother. I was like, what do I do? Like I keep thinking it's going to pop back in, right? I'm like moving it around, It won't pop back in. So I go back to the comedy club. I'm like, I don't, for whatever reason, I think comedians might be able to help.
Well, I think everyone's seen a TV show or a movie where someone's like yanked somebody else's shoulder back into place.
We've all seen that. I'm thinking the same thing. So I go in, I tell the host I had just met, at the show, but we got along, and I'm like, dude, I tell what happens. We're laughing. He's like, but like also they're like, how do I help? He goes, I got an idea. He goes on stage and he does the I've always wanted to say this. Is anyone here a doctor? And silence, right? And then this lady in the front row go, I wish I could do her. She's like, I'm a nurse practitioner. Like, you forget that like people with those voices have real jobs. They can also be like very smart people and have real jobs. So she comes out to the lobby area. I don't know if this is important to the story, but just to paint the picture, she's like 5 foot tall Latina, huge fake tits, right? Like just, she's like, what's wrong with you? I don't know if that's how she said it, but, and I'm like, oh, my shoulder dislocated. And she goes, I can't do that. Like, I just love and I'm like, well, would you be down to try? Cause like, I don't want to pay for this. I know it pops in and out a lot. So like, and she's like, I'm on shrooms right now. And I'm like, why did you get up? Why did you volunteer for any of this?
She just wanted to tell someone she was an NP.
Yes. She was I'm shitting on her a little bit. She was great. She was trying her best. she did try. She was, in retrospect, I don't know if she tried in a good way. She was like, well, I was like leaning. It was funny. I was like, she's like, all right, put your body weight on me. We're like face to face. We're more like chest to face because she's so tiny. And I'm like looking at her boyfriend, and she's like jerking me left and right, trying to like get it. Didn't go in. So then me and the host of the show, we go to an urgent care, and shout out to Dan Davies. He like really helped me out. I don't know if you know him, but he was like kind of orchestrating everything. He like called the place, and he's like, his shoulder's out. Can you get it back in? And they were like, I don't know, come on in or whatever.
The confidence.
Yeah, like, you go up to like the front desk. They're like, what insurance do you have? We don't take that. I was like, how much to do this? Like, I don't want to go to a Manhattan ER. It sounds awful. Like, this is awful. I don't want to do that too. And this was like $250. I'm like, okay, fine. We go in, we wait for a while, nothing's fast. We get put in a room, the doctor comes in, he's like, we don't do this. And I'm like, what? Why? And then like Dan starts arguing with him. He's like, now I'm watching like the doctor's like very New Yorker, and then Dan's like a Philly guy, so like they're going at it. Like, he said he could do it. And he's like, they gotta put an IV in, I'm not allowed to do this, that whole thing. And then the doctor's like, he shouldn't have told you we do this. I'm gonna check with. He like leaves the room, comes back in. He's like, all right, I'll try to put it back in. Sorry, this story's so long.
No, it's okay.
He's like, I'll try to put it back in. If I start the procedure and can't, you don't get a refund. So it's like, that's our healthcare system. It's like, I have to decide, do I want to gamble $250? And the answer is absolutely. I'm like, do it. So he brings in the assistant lady. I don't know they're not nurses, but like the person that checks your blood pressure before the doctor. What are they called? Assistants? Brings her in. She's like, I don't know, very new. She seems very new. He like puts a lab coat around my neck, and then he's like, all right, you support all your weight onto this lab coat. So she's and she has my arm. This is my good arm. So she's pulling this arm that way, and then he's pulling my arm, and then he takes my arm, and he's like not pulling hard, but he's like moving it around, and like, so I'm like, I can show you the video if you want to see it. I am shirtless, so it's not good, but they're pulling me both sides. Dan starts filming because like content, you know what I mean? You gotta have the content.
Smart.
Then he's like, stop filming. I'm not supposed to be doing this. Remember that whole conversation? And at some point it just pops back in, and then it was funny because like they were yelling at each other. They were even yelling at each other a little bit after, but like once it popped back in, we're all homies now. But what an ordeal.
Holy shit.
Anyways, that's my shoulder story. Yeah, so my body sucks. I'm falling apart. And I should be doing what you're doing, but I'm doing the opposite. And this is what you get. Guys, this is what you get. Make your choice. Either you're me or you're Galina. Hit the gym. In your 20s, you could be me in your 20s. It's fine.
Yeah.
You wake up, you're a little sore maybe.
I think, Stacia Patwell, trainer. Great.
Oh, did you do? Are you a Stacia? Oh,
no, but I'm friends with her. And I just love that she preaches that working out fucking sucks. No, nobody really enjoys it. Maybe some people enjoy it. I shouldn't say that, but it's like, I hate doing it, but I do it.
Yeah, it's just like anything worth. If you want, it's like people are like, with stand up, it's like, isn't it hard? Doesn't it suck?
Of course it sucks.
Or like, more like when people are like, do you get nervous? And I'm like, absolutely, I get nervous. Why wouldn't do this if I didn't get nervous? Yeah.
I have taken to, I don't know if this is like a great tactic, and I'm hoping to get away from it, but I'll take a beta blocker if I'm like really nervous for a show.
Yeah, I should do that because I've heard people do that, and like, very successful people do it, and it's like, anything to chill the fuck out. But then part of me's like, I want to use those nerves on stage too, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll keep petting you. I like when he does that.
I don't want to be reliant on it, but I certainly, there's times when I'm like, I'd rather take it and know that I'm not going to forget a tag or a joke or
Yeah.
get shit out of order, which every once in a while happens. And I
Yeah.
think just the amount,
And
I don't get big opportunities often enough
No.
for that my nervous system is used to it.
I mean, I don't think that ever. I mean, yeah, same.
I think
It's
if I
like-
was like doing, you know, an hour every weekend, like I'd be used to it.
You'd
But
be used
now
to
it's
that.
like
But
I
then-
get weekends.
But even
so
if you were doing an hour every weekend, there
Mhm.
would still be some show you'd be nervous. Then it'd be
Of
like,
course.
okay, so
Yeah.
now I'm
a
scared
TV
for
set or a
TV
theater
set
or whatever. Yeah.
Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
Which you're gonna be at any day now.
I mean, it's that is when I will start paying back my student loans.
Yes.
Remember,
You hear that,
Biden?
government?
Hear that, Biden?
Shut up. It's coming. If you would all just start coming to shows a little more, we could pay you back.
Do you have a good relationship with masculinity? I always like to ask.
Oh, good
guys.
question.
What do you think of all
Probably
the...
not.
No?
No, and like I think I'm probably better than people that answer that question the other way. But yeah, I feel like I still have that. I think my big, I mean, that's such a big question, like, or broad, I mean. But no, I still have that, like, rub dirt on it mentality, don't complain. That was big in my family and growing up. So I can have a conversation about feelings and stuff, but you really have to, like, dig it at him. Like, I would never openly offer that, you know? And I think that that's something men should do more with each other too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have awareness? Like, you know when you're feeling feelings and...
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm very depressed and anxious. And I think the only way to be able to get through life is to acknowledge that and be aware of it. But I think my coping, you know, and we all have coping strategies, but I think they could be way better and things like that. I don't know. Ask me more questions about that.
Yeah.
Masculinity.
I'm curious I'm always curious with men that I know what you think of, like, what's your take on toxic masculinity and the male loneliness epidemic? Is it bullshit? Is there something to it?
Yeah, I think it's not bullshit. I think toxic masculinity is real. It's a bummer. And I feel like it's easy to think it's getting better, but then you'll have these moments where it's like, oh, especially like where we're at in comedy right now, because the pendulum seems to just swing so far to each side and never stop swinging. And then we're just caught in this, like, guys, can we all take a breath and just figure out how to coexist or whatever? But I'm speaking very vaguely right now, probably because I don't know how to answer the question, which is probably the truth, which is, like, probably part of the problem. Like, I don't know how to answer that question. Yeah. But yes, it exists for sure.
It's curious to me because I want to be as compassionate about it as I can be, where
Right.
I do believe, obviously, there's a large swath of men, particularly young men, that feel like they've gotten left behind.
Yeah,
And that's valid. And
sure.
invalidating people's feelings is never going to get them anywhere.
Mhm.
And I'm a big, like, Brene Brown fan. And,
Right.
you know, we can't shame people into
Yeah,
better
yeah, yeah.
behavior and all that. At the same time, I kind of believe that there's, like, a free market in dating right now where it's like peak, you know, they say, oh, free markets are good and capitalism is good and having, like,
Right.
buyer's choice for things. And it feels like it's turned into, you know, women are more educated now and make more money now. And so it's a free market as far as, like, they don't want to date a guy just to date a guy. And that's, now we have, like, this male loneliness epidemic where it's like, yeah, but what are you guys doing to be a better catch? You're
Right,
being
but-
mean to women online? Like, that doesn't make you more desirable.
Right. Yeah. But it's like, has that not always existed?
No, because when women were completely financially dependent, you kind of just had to get married because otherwise, like, you couldn't fend for yourself. And now that we can fend for ourselves, we're like, oh, I'm not dating this loser.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, it's that whole thing of, like, when you take privilege away, it feels like discrimination, but that doesn't make it discrimination.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So guys are coming from this thing where it's like, oh, we got to go back. You took away this thing I had. But it's like, did you deserve it? You know? No, right? So, I mean, for me, it's like, it's the tiniest violin when guys complain about that. Yeah, I guess I don't have compassion for, like, the incels. Because it's like, life is hard on every, it is funny how, like, people are like, it's a hard time to be a white guy. And I'm like,
is it?
And I'm like, well, it's still the easiest thing to be, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so what do you want to be instead? And I'm like, well, no, that's not what I meant. And it's like, okay.
It's a great follow-up question, actually. Right. I don't hear it get asked enough.
Yeah, it's hard to be a white guy right now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, what would you rather be?
You can transition.
That's so simple.
Did you know that exists?
Yeah. You can Rachel Dolezal this thing.
Yeah, you could do, yeah. So, yeah, for me, it's kind of like, shut up. I know that you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be compassionate for and yes, we all have a battle. And I'm sure there are, white guys that have very difficult, they were dealt a shitty card, hand or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to care.
It's hard to care.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in incels because I don't believe any of it is involuntary.
Why?
Because some of my female friends have dated men that are so fucking ugly. And not just that, that's the most shallow explanation. I just think that any guy, I don't think looks are as important to women as they are to men. And so when a man rages that like he's too ugly, too short, to whatever to find a partner, I'm like, what else are you doing to be desirable? Like, are you going out and trying to get resources? Because any man who's like, I don't care how hideous he is, if he figures out how to be a successful CEO or business person or whatever, like, he's going to be able to attract someone. Yeah. If he's has a lovely personality, is a good listener, is kind, like all these things. I think these incels, they just harp on the fact that, I'm too ugly to get a partner, whatever. And then they dig their heels in more and they're like, well, I'm just going to be a fucking asshole then. Like, I'm just going to go into these deep 4chan places and all these corners of the internet and be shitty. And it's like, oh, okay, well, it's not about your looks anymore. It's about you're mean to women. Yeah. You're not doing anything to better yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I do think that they're making choices to be ineligible, which is why I'm like, it's not involuntary. Like, you're voluntarily choosing to be a bad person.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I wasn't sure. I didn't know I didn't think I was going to agree when you started. Because I was like, because in my head, I'm like, there's some people that you meet and it's like, you're just not going to have sex. Like, it's just like, you're just not desirable.
But then there's Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
Who was getting it.
Well, I mean.
If he could physically.
But I'm saying, like, if he could physically. Right? And sometimes with kids, maybe? That's unclear.
I don't know.
Or midgets? Have you heard that? I
haven't heard that one.
People? Oh. Yeah, Bruce told me this, Bruce Gray. I don't know if it's true, but I don't think Bruce could just make this up. There's a rumor that he liked to watch little people on the island do math.
That was his kink?
Chalkboard. That was his kink. And they couldn't. It was like equations, and they'd be trying. And I think it's fun to have a kink that specific. Like, I don't really have kink. I'm very boring, but it'd be fun to have a healthy one that was crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Not children.
No, of course not children. But yeah, if you can find some little people to consensually do math, that's kind of interesting.
I like that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
We're never getting that list.
I know. Well, they did kind of like release a list, and it was just what. That's the thing is like even when Trump became president, he's like I'm going to release the JFK files. It's like I think we learned that like maybe the CIA and everything, maybe these secrets just don't exist.
Yeah.
We're like we want the alien stuff he released, and you read it, and it's like okay, so there are aliens, but like there's no unless you see a freaking body.
And then things happen so fast that nobody even fucking cares.
Yeah, now we're just arguing about something new. I don't even know what it is right now.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of Katy Perry going to space?
Oh, can we talk about how it's not space? All these people that go to it's like inner space.
Yeah, they like left the atmosphere.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It's like you can still it's like you look out the window, it's pretty similar to an airplane. Like you're looking out. Like I want to you got to be in outer space for it to really count. But what do I think about it? Dumb. Dumb. It's just like we argue about these tariffs and like all this money about being, and I'm like, how about we don't go to space ever? Just ever. And I love outer space.
Yeah.
I'm a sci-fi guy. I just think that is a thing you do when everyone has a house. And everyone has health insurance. You just don't get to go. And people are like, well, but if you don't innovate. No, I don't care. People are like, well, we wouldn't have the computers we have if we didn't have the race to the moon. And I'm like, good. Would we have like homes and healthy food that's not plastic? I don't care. People act like computers saved our lives, but they've only made them harder. Anyways, that was my Bill Burr rant moment.
I love it. No, it's good. How do you feel about people that are super into astrology?
I love it.
Do you?
Yes, I love astrology. I don't think it's real, but I don't think so much of this world's not real. And I love a good story. I think astrology is just a good story. It's trying to get to know yourself better. I don't like when people talk about astrology to me, like, don't try to telling me anything about, like, just don't take it too far. Don't be annoying. Don't take it too far. Just enjoy that it's a thing and you're just having fun and trying to better yourself maybe, or get, yeah, I think it's fun. But no, I don't think it's real.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had the experience of some. It's usually a woman coming
I
up
got
to you
the
and being
CoStar
like,
app.
birthday?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you do? You're the one doing it.
Hey, if you're dating, you got to have the CoStar app in this town. Yeah, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's funny. You look and it's like, we got smiley face on the sex and aggression. Do you have CoStar app?
I don't even know about it.
Oh, you got to get the CoStar app. So the CoStar app, you put in what time you were born. And then you friend people, and then it'll give you a smiley face, a regular face, or a sad face based on like 8 or 9. It's like one of them's like personality, sex and aggression. Those are the only ones I care about. I don't know. There's and it's all nonsense, and you get you're like, oh, the person I like's all sad faces, and then and then the person you don't like's all happy faces. So that's the one you have to date because that's the world we live in. Yeah.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Okay. August?
October.
Oh, wow. I was off.
Yeah.
I'm not an astrology girl. Otherwise, I would have known that. I'm a Gemini.
Ugh. People hate us. Did you know that?
I know.
I feel like Libra and Gemini are the most hated.
That is why I'm sure I never got on board with it, because people used to be like, ugh, whenever I would say that.
That's probably why you're so alone. Yeah. I don't even... Are you single? I was like, I think.
I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini.
No, it's because you're a Gemini. Mm-hmm. This is what I know about Gemini, and I'm sure you know more than me because I don't follow. You're two people, right? The twins, I believe. So they call you Two-Faced. Yep. They're like, oh, yeah. And they really just lean into that.
They do lean into that.
Yeah. So why are you like that? Why are you Two-Faced?
Reflexively, I'm very good at compartmentalizing. And so I can handle being two people at once, but it's only because it's like, oh, well, this is what I need to be in this situation. This is what it's like an adaptation skill. I don't know if it has to do with being born in June.
No, it's because you were born in June. It's the stars. You can't argue the stars,
No,
guys.
you can't.
What's Monty?
Monty is Gemini Taurus cusp.
Oh, so also or like
he's May 21st.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Now that you've met him.
Don't you love that? When people are like,
what are your red flags in dating?
Oh, rude people.
That's a good one.
Bad with servers. Yeah, really just like you just got to be nice. In every way. Like you can't be shitty to anyone. Just be cool. Just be chill. That's really it. I'm sure there's other ones. Yeah, it's just like yeah, what are yours? I feel like it's easier for women. Men are shittier. Easier for women to think of red flags is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely encountered there's more than I could think of on the spot.
Yeah.
A big one for me, I really hate when people are too outgoing and too extroverted. It's not for me.
Yeah.
So while I'm not trying to pathologize outgoing people, like they're fine, they can go out and do their own thing, it's just very much not for me. And there is some correlation between when people are super extroverted, they are more like dopamine insensitive. So they tend to be bigger risk takers. They have a tendency to cheat more. They have a tendency to lie more. They're more likely to be narcissistic. Not across the board, but there's tendencies.
Yeah.
So I'm really put off when someone is like super loud and needs a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's weird because like I'm very I don't like to do too much, but I don't like to do nothing. But I like a partner that likes to do a little bit more than me. So it's like, okay, let's go do that. You know, they'll be like, let's go dancing, and I'm like, I'd know, but it's like, well, but I like you, so I'm gonna go and live life and separate my shoulder and get new material. You know, like that whole thing. But then that's what I'm like attracted to, I think. But then I get over it. I'm like, no, I want to go back to room and I want to watch movies. And I don't want to keep social. Like I don't have, like I'm attracted to the idea of someone with a bigger social battery than me. But then after a while, I'm like, I can't actually live like this, like all the time.
Yeah.
So it's finding that balance of like, how do I find someone that pushes me, but not too far? I mean, that's relationships, right? It's like,
people get surprised to learn when comedians are very introverted because it seems counterintuitive to what we do. And yet I think the majority, at least the ones that I gravitate towards, are more introverted. And I'm definitely very, like, I oscillate between the two. Yeah. But when I hit my cap on socializing, I'm like, nobody fucking talk to me for a week, please.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's really hard for a partner to, and it's almost not fair. You know, unless you really communicate that and set boundaries, you know, because if you just kind of spring that on them, you know, in a new relationship, which is pretty much all I do. Yeah, that's hard to fathom because it feels like rejection to them.
Yes.
You know, where it's like, oh, he wants to go do shows and then after the shows wants to go home and sleep and then sleep till noon and then... It's very much dating a comedian. If you're not okay with their schedule, it's tough. And as a comedian, you could say, well, I'm going to accommodate their, you know, I'm going to meet you halfway. But meeting them halfway is kind of impossible unless you're famous.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like we don't get to pick our schedule. You know, we don't get to pick our bookings and...
Not really.
They come when they come, and you know.
Do you like being on the road?
I love being on the road. I know I'm gonna hate, you know, people say you get tired of it. I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, obviously, moments of it are terrible.
Like, it can be so isolating.
Certain cities when you're alone. But yeah, I'm really good at being alone. Like, I love going to movies alone. I love going out to eat alone. I love going to a museum alone.
I just started doing that. I started going to concerts alone.
Concerts alone are the toughest one, but
really?
I have done
it's like
it.
the only one I'm doing is I haven't done like movies alone or dinner alone. I've done when I'm traveling. But I'm having to go to a lot of concerts alone.
I love movies alone. Concerts alone, I don't know. It's just that's the only one where I start to get in my head about how I look. Like,
oh, really?
Okay. Like, you know, because a movie it's dark, eating whatever, but like a concert, I do start to feel like, am I the weird guy that's alone right now? You know, because like I don't, I'm not a good dancer. Right, so do you dance like when you go alone? Or are you like, I don't know what kind of concerts you're going to.
I'm going to a lot of, I didn't for a long time. I'm going through this weird thing where I'm like kind of just becoming my college version of myself again. Yeah. I used to be very into metalcore.
Sick.
And when I was friends with people that were into that music back then, like most of those people are fucking dead now. And the ones that aren't, I've lost contact with. And then I stopped listening to that kind of music for like a good decade and then got back into it a few years ago. And I don't have any close friends that like it at all.
Right.
So I kind of have to go to the concerts alone because to invite someone to that kind of show, they are not going to fucking enjoy it.
You know who's into that is Noah Kopfer and loves living life. You got to get to know Noah Kopfer. Very funny comedian, incredible person too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
No, it's okay.
I'm trying to get.
It would be good to have concert friends. I made a friend in the elevator in the building recently because she was wearing a band shirt that I recognized, and I was like, oh, are you going to the show in October? She's like, yeah. I'm like, cool, me too. And then I kind of panicked and got awkward and like should have been like, oh, we should go to get what's your I'm going alone, blah blah blah. So I just have to get better about it.
I used to go, so in high school I would go to punk shows with friends. Pretty much always with someone, and which is a similar vibe to metal, I think, where it's like intense. It's not, you're not chilling.
You don't invite someone that doesn't listen to it.
Yes, exactly. And so it was like, I think metal's similar, but mosh pits.
Yeah.
And then I remember going, I wasn't even that old, but like maybe shortly after college, like 24, 25, went to like an Anti-Flag show again or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm too old for this. Like,
I'm nowhere near the pit.
Yeah, you're nowhere near the pit. I was like, oh, but even just like, well, I guess it's different, but like when you go to a metal show, is it people, I mean, the audience is mostly what, 20?
Yeah.
Teenagers?
Yeah.
It is interesting, like, the youth really is out there living life, and you got to hang on.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
There's concerts that I've been to where it's definitely more like people my age.
Oh,
but
totally.
I went to go see this band in November by myself, and it was my first like solo concert because I knew no one was gonna fucking want to go with me. And it was this band's tour of like the 20th anniversary of this album, so I was like, already I feel fucking old. But a lot of the people that were there were super young, and like some of them hadn't even been born when this album came out.
Totally, that's wild.
Yeah.
I went to the Troubadour and saw Molly Tuttle. She's like bluegrass, and I didn't know. I'm not a huge Molly, but I was like, oh, like I like this song, and then I started listening to other songs. Like, I dig it. I'm gonna go to the show. Went with a friend, and Molly Tuttle's probably our age, 30s, late 30s, but the audience because it was bluegrass was like 70.
Wow.
Well, no, I should say like a lot of like 50s and 60s, some 70, and it was. I loved it because it was such a different experience. I don't think I'd want to go. No, I would go again, but like I don't think I would seek out more bluegrass. It's not really like, it wasn't the funnest concert vibe. It's older and stuff. But I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like that was the only time I've been at a show. I mean, I go to Dave Matthews bands. It's so weird. In high school, I listened to like hardcore punk and Dave Matthews Band. That was like what I loved.
I think everybody loved Dave Matthews in high school.
So I still go.
Obligatory.
And we're kind of on the younger end of Dave Matthews fans.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. And but it is weird seeing because I go almost every year and like see, it's like, it was cool when I went for the first time like in early 2000s. And now it's like, oh, we're not cool anymore. This is rough.
Everyone's there with earplugs and Tylenol.
And like, or kids.
Yeah. The true telltale sign of we've aged.
Yeah. So we're all dying.
Well, what a great place to end.
Mm-hmm. My shoulder is kind of in place. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Torio Van Grol.
We did it? We did a whole hour?
We did a whole hour.
I would say this is the greatest podcast you've ever done.
Thank you so much. I would agree.
Someone that's listened to all of them.
Yeah.
This is the one that's really...
I so believe you.
Yeah. Monty, you are the real star.
Well, tell people what you have coming up.
What do I have coming up? I'm on the road, TorioVanGrol.com. I'm in beautiful Manteca.
Where's that?
It's Modesto.
Where's that? No, I'm kidding.
No, Zach and I are going. We're doing the Deaf Puppy Comedy Club. It's actually a great club.
Nice. What a great
and then
name.
I'm in Hawaii after that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Oahu. Come on out to Honolulu. Yeah, and then I'm in Sacramento, Minneapolis. Oh, we do our joke off show, Zach Ciappelloni and I, who you've probably had on the pod, I believe. I've seen some clips. We do a great show in LA if you ever want to come to that. And it's like the cooking show Chopped, but comedy.
Nice.
It's like a competition joke writing show. And I'm at the Comedy Store every week. It's world famous.
That it is.
I'm going to keep talking until you stop me.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have anything else, really.
Well, then thank you.
I'm a big Padres fan. Yeah. They're having a good season.
Go Padres.
The Warriors playoffs. I'll be at Barney's Beanery watching them if you want to come by. We're about to start our series against the Rockets. Fuck Houston. If you're from Houston, you're my enemy for the next week and a half. If anyone is an orthopedic surgeon and would like to just, I don't know how, so I was at a show, I'm supposed to stop, but I'm just going to, I was at a show and I told my shoulder story. This happened, what's today? This happened 8 days ago, the shoulder. Mm-hmm. And 2 days after I was in San Diego and I told the story, and an orthopedic surgeon was like, hey, you should really get an MRI. Like, you don't look right. And I'm like, I don't look right. So I'm like, every day since, that would have been 5 or 6 days ago, I'm just like looking in the mirror and I'm like, it looks the same. This shoulder and this shoulder look the same. But if you're an orthopedic surgeon, hit me up at Torio Van Grol. I need help.
Hit him up, orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah, help me.
Well, thank you for doing the show.
Thanks for having me. I hope it was okay.
Of course, it was wonderful. Thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Bye.